No, no. Huh? Password. Oh,
Purnima, I think we can start.
Okay, ma'am. We can start. Yeah.
Mr. Bobby Mathew, are you ready? Is it okay?
yeah, we can.
Okay, thank you. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so good evening, everyone. We're gathered here for the 17th episode of our Industry Connect series. So, banking is an industry that deals with credit facilities, storage for cash, investments, and other financial transactions. So, if you are someone who is interested in banking, there are plenty of career opportunities in this sector. So, today we have a very special guest with us who can give you guidance about what all preparations you need to do to pursue a career in banking sector. With great pleasure, I welcome Mr. Bobby Abraham Matthew, Vice President HR at ESAF Small Finance Bank. Welcome to the session, sir.
Th- Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Okay,
To give
yeah,
yeah yes
please.
okay. To give an introduction about the session and the speaker, I welcome Ms. Meena Nair, Vice President and Head of Operations and Learning and Development. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Purnima.
Yeah.
A very warm welcome to you, Mr. Bobby Mathew. We're indeed honored to have you as a speaker at this session, our 17th session. Just to give a brief about SkillActz, this is a platform which is being used to connect with campuses to corporates. We help students to find their first job. So the platform has got multiple op- things that the students can use, whether it's aptitude test or other facilities, to help them to get prepared for the careers, to build their careers. And we hope that we will be the people who will help them to set their first job. Uh, in in the same line, we had also started this Industry Connect series where we bring in experts from different fields to talk to the students about the kind of areas that they are experts in, the kind of opportunities which are available in those fields, and the kind of preparation that the candidate students must make while they are in college so that they're better prepared and really employable when it comes to the time for them to attend placements. So, just to after that brief, I would like to also not only welcome you, sir, but to give a, I mean, you've got almost 30 plus years of experience. So I would just like to give a brief about all the kinds of things you've done. Mr. Bobby Mathew, he did his course law and he did his master's in HR at Symbiosis Pune. He has been in multiple companies as a director for learning content, for hiring. He has worked as a business head, business executive, and business head in talent ties. And then he's been a VP of ESAF Bank for the last few years and multiple fields in ESAF Bank itself. So he is just the right person here to help you to understand about the banking sector and the kind of opportunities that you can look forward to. In fact, I remember when I was a student, a lot of engineering graduates also, even though they were doing engineering and we thought of that as a great career prospect, there were so many of them who would be taking banking tests and would quit in between to join the bank sector because they found that to be more secure, maybe. So we look forward to hearing from you about how you got into the field, the sort of suggestions or recommendations that you have for the students. And the floor is yours, sir. Very, very, very warm welcome to you. And also to all the students who are here and some faculty who may be present. Please take this opportunity to ask questions as many as you want so that you will get a great insight into the kind of careers that you can look forward to in this sector. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Meena ma'am. Okay, I know that you have been, again, we have been discussing this for, again, quite a long time, and I couldn't spare some time. Again, I'm absolutely sorry for this to make you wait so long, as well as, I guess, follow up, and appreciate your, I guess, enthusiasm to, educate students on, what industry means to them, or what is the need of the industry. So I really again appreciate you all for conducting this program, because 20 a few years back, 25 years back, I guess I I was earning for such a program, okay, so somebody would be able to guide me what to do next. But definitely at this point of time, I could see a lot of initiatives has gone through. And at now to start with, I would tell you that okay, I am sitting on a requirement of 1,000 odd freshers in ESAF Bank across India. Okay, so okay, there is a lot of vacancies, and not only in ESAF, the entire banking industry. Last year, there was a recruitment of nearly around 1,23,000 new recruitments, which has happened in across the banking industry. And today morning, I could see that the snippets from one of the media. A new recruitment means it's all the freshers with some selling skills. All those things have been taken in. Banking predominantly is a customer oriented industry. Suppose if you look at in whatever we transact, it is something between customers. And ESAF has got something around 65 lakhs customers. And you can, as a bank which has been recently started having 65 lakhs customers, you can understand what SDFC, SBI, and all will be having. So definitely, this prime focus has to be how to manage a customer, how to attract a customer, how to retain a customer. So that is a skill set which anybody will look into you. Okay, so I'm just talking to you all. Again, I could see you are from different background. I'm just talking to you on thinking that you will be having a mix of graduates, postgraduates, and technical as well as non-technical backgrounds. Okay, so if you think that now the industry wise, again, if you look at banking attracts people from different industries. If you ask me, this is my first banking experience being in ESAF. Prior to that, I was in manufacturing. Prior to that, I was in software and also in shop floor for some time. So it's only what we look at is attitude. Whether you have the attitude to grow, the attitude to learn, and attitude to serve. Okay. So if you have these skill sets, definitely there is a vacancy in ESAF, or not only in ESAF, any banking industry will fetch you in. So in between, if somebody has some doubts, they can clarify it, or else you can reserve your clarifications towards the end of the discussions also, because I would like to hear from you more than what I am going to talk. Okay, if the other one is the connect which you can create. Right now, most of us are boiled down, have been connected through online. So banking never work on online alone. You have to get into networking. Okay, so the networking skills is the next one kind of. So how fast you can network, how many friends or how many connections you can make through networking, that all depends on your success. So if you are if you're an engineer, I'm just taking as an engineer, considering an engineer kind of. There are apart from branch, being at branches, there are multiple other opportunities also. Something, let's say, talk about the cyber security, which is highly needed. So that is one of the most needed, most lucrative job profile, because there is a lot of frauds happening on the online frauds, which you could have heard or luckily, I hope you never has experienced those. You should not experience that also. But whether you would be having a skill set to do investigate and get into the details, and at the same time prevent the intruders into the system. So something which is an investigative skills, or something which you would be able to see, connect the dots and make faster decisions. So if you have an investigation skills, if you have a capacity to connect the dots, which others may not be able to see. So these skills have a different dimensions in the bank. Okay. So likewise, each one occasionally, if you look at occasionally, we have credit departments, we have occasional risk department, we have occasional legal departments, we have finance departments, we have occasional HR, learning and L&D, we have occasional vigilance, compliance. So the department wise, if you look at, there is a plethora of roles available in banking. But if you look at the percentage wise, the maximum number goes to the relationship officers, the people who have been in the front line. So it depends on your specialization, depends on your interest. Bank can absorb anyone who comes into this. But you should have an interest. So how you can approach us is the second thing, or approach a bank is the other one kind of. Now bank is always going to the campuses. More than the students coming to us, because the bank is going to the campuses. If you have a service mentality, if you have an attitude to perform or learn and perform, if you have a networking skills, if you have the social skills, definitely we are looking for you. Okay. Now, the next thing which I would like to take you through is what are the career growth inside the bank kind of. See, most of the trainees will come in at the relationship officers or else at the sales officers level, then grow into the next levels of cash management, banking operations, then into the branch head assets. Apart from that, there is a sales channel also. That is like a sales officer, BSM, ASM, then moves into different product level RSMs and regional sales managers and all. And apart from that, there is once you get into the get to know about the branch banking or how the channel works, branch channel works, you would be able to move into further roles of cluster head operations. That is the people who will be managing the multiple operations in the multiple branches. Then once you get to know about the branch banking, you can move into audit, you can move into operations, you can move into vigilance, you can move into compliance, you can move into risk. So there is a big amount of roles which you would be able to apply. Okay, so suppose after some time you want to grow beyond branch manager, maybe after 5-6 years or 8 years, depends on the vacancies as well as the further growth, your spirit of growth. You can grow into cluster head level, where a cluster head would be managing around 12 to 15 branches. Okay, so typically a senior branch head in ESAF would be managing around 100 to 300 crores in his branch. If it is smaller, it can go to 50 crores and all kind of. Okay, and like this 100 to 300 crores branches, the cluster head would be managing 12 to 15 branches. So you can multiply on an average the least 75 into 12. So 750 to 1,000 crores business the cluster head would be managing. Then after that, there would be beyond the cluster head, there is a regional head. So 4 to 5 clusters would be managed by the regional head. Okay. Then 4 to 5 regions would be managed by the next level of branch banking head, and the entire business would be done with an executive vice president or a vice president kind of person in ESAF. I am particularly focusing on the hierarchy in ESAF, because more other branches have similar one, other banks will be having similar one, but the names would be different. Okay. And parallel, there is multiple products. You would be able to move into product manager, a product who would be able to design, develop, okay, and implement the new products. And you would be you would be responsible for the success of the product also. And now, occasionally, the other side after this being the branches, slowly, occasionally, maybe in another 10, 15 years, the branch banking concept will go slowly move into digital banking. Now itself, you can see, most of you might not have gone to branches for long. I hadn't visited my parent branch for almost 13 years. And in ESAF, occasionally, my account has been started in one branch, and I never visited that branch. Though I have occasionally got, and I'm been supported by those people over the phone, over the WhatsApp, over the other aspects. So the digital banking is going to be one of the major development in the banking sector. You can imagine, occasionally, in one screen you can get multiple banks. Okay, and you can do operations of the multiple banks in one screen itself. That the world is going to be in another maybe 5-10 years. In metros, that concept might be coming in. So imagine, okay, innovate. If you have a spirit of innovation, get into the new age technologies in banking. Okay, on a daily phase, occasionally, the things are changing. So you also should be learning it continuously. If it has been a direct one-to-one, I would have asked how many of you read newspapers on a daily basis. Okay, and how many of you are reading Economics Times and Business Lines or any other financial newspapers?
Students, you can actually put your responses in chat or just put up your hand and you can answer.
Okay, so if as I'm not getting responses, I think that most of you, okay, will be start to read the financial newspapers from at least now onwards, if you are not doing that. So please do start. Regular newspapers, maybe you can spend half an hour. Okay. See, all those newspapers are at your fingertips. Today I'm reading Economics Times on my mobile, and you have to spend around 1,000 rupees in a year. I think that can be done from your pocket itself. That's given by your parents, or else 2-3.
Your voice has gone a little feeble. In connection.
Yeah, I got a call in between. That's
okay. Now it's clear. Now it's clear. So there are a few questions. There is one question which has come in. Maybe we can we'll bring it forward afterwards. You can finish and then we can ask the question.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I was on again how equipped you are in by reading newspaper. Are you equipped or how knowledgeable you are on the market side? So if you are not knowledgeable, on what ground the bank should take you? Because most of the how many of you have seen a Kodak camera which you have to put camera roll into that, then occasionally you have to rotate it and then take a snap, then again to rotate it to the next one. How many of you have seen it? I don't think many of you had seen it at least. Where is it? Okay, at least I can ask where Nokia 3310. I don't know whether how many of you know it or seen it. Where is it? One of the most famous sets in the world. Now, occasionally, I don't think anybody will be looking at occasionally Nokia 3310 at all. Why? You have to introspect yourself. This, unless you are equipped with multiple things, multiple talents, multiple skill sets, your absorption into the industry will be at down the levels only. If you want to get absorbed and move faster into higher roles, you have to upgrade yourself. It's plain and simple. Whether a person will look when you are placed when you are given a choice of 3310 as well as a smartphone, which one you choose? Smartphone will be having a camera, built-in camera. You can listen, you can see the video, you can see you can chat, you can use multiple things. Okay, so will a bank or will an industry prefer a smartphone or 3310? So that I hope you know the answer. At least in your mind, you can tell, introspect whether which one you are. The moment you are proving that you are not a 3310, I am a smartphone, definitely the people will take you in. So I'm just telling an example or connecting you to an example and then explaining it to you, so that the things may go into you but much better. Okay, so slowly these all 3310s will be, because now you can see AI has come in, machine learning has come in. Today morning I was seeing a robot in a video. The entire bartender's job has been taken off. Whatever the bartender does, 2 robots is doing it, mixing it, matching it, with different they are making cocktails, they are making ingredients which is being needed for that particular person. The other one person has to come and select what is he needed, what kind of mix he needed, and then swipe the card and the things are on. And the second one I had seen the people dosa making machines. Initially, I was wondering how come this how I had seen automated idli making machines, but recently I have seen automated dosa making machines. So in the same way, the jobs in banks also is getting I will say it is getting elevated. The jobs which is in routine nature, which is documentation, which is into the operation side, which is into documentation or similar kind of things are getting offloaded. It's either offloaded or else it is getting automated. Initially, it will get offloaded and then it slowly will get automated. So jobs of but that particular time we need people who are good at AI, good at customer interactions, good at creating customer experiences. Then we need more people who can create more AI systems and all. So you have to upgrade yourself to next levels. I hope you would be able to introspect yourself and then move into the next levels. Hope I am not threatening you, but it's the reality which is coming in. You should update yourself. Okay. So apart from the initial skill sets which I told you, these are the few other points which you have to always keep in mind. Okay, and at the same time, I'll tell you my example as such kind of. Okay, I started my just after my engineering, I started my career in outside Kerala. Okay, and I got a good opportunity after nearly around 19 years back into Kerala. So don't limit yourself. I had seen across India and few other places also. Okay, for my career growth. I had worked with multiple geographies, worked with multiple seniors who are tough, who are in multiple levels of toughness also. But those toughness has made me tougher, and I am indebted to all those bosses who has made me going. So please start with your projects which you have, which you might be having in your hand. Okay, and start moving into do well in the projects, do well in your studies, do well in your extracurricular activities, and those all have weightages in your profile. So in ESAF, again, if you are in a represented sports up to a district level, then we will be giving extra marks for you in selection. Okay, if you have represented if you are in any of the extracurricular activities, they will be having a weightage. And if you are ready to go into the field, go into the do the customer interactions in the field, you will be having extra marks for extra preferences. So we need people who are doing that only. And 90% of our team members are in branches or else in the field. Okay, so hope all of you will start introspecting. Hope all of you will start learning something which is on banking related to in the financial industry. If you are updating yourself, definitely you would be having better chance to get it. Not only in ESAF, any banking, I will say. So you can, and whichever projects you are taking it up, please do it genuinely. Don't copy and paste. And when sometimes when people have been asked about the projects, they will start explaining in such a way that in a minute itself the other person would be able to understand the person hasn't done anything on that. So when you're coming for interview also, you have to study well about your resume, about the project which you have done. Even if your copied from your resume is copied from somebody else, someone else, you make sure that you know what is being copied. Okay, to take it very lightly, I have experience of that sort. Second one, when you prepare your resume, do not make any mistakes. Spelling mistakes, any grammatical mistakes, plus entire resume should be looking very nice and professional. You should not use multiple colors, you should not use multiple fonts. There should be a flow. a charming flow. Okay, then you can seek help from all your other all your mentors, be it a teacher, be it your parents, be it your friends. Take all those points and incorporate, and creative resumes have a extra weightage. Okay, then the many a times I had seen people who have been not up, dressed up to the interviews they are coming up. As I am, I had worked in IT. If I a person who work in with a Bermuda in an IT, I will accept that. But the person same fashion, if the person is been behaving it in a banking interview, I will not take that. Hope I'm getting into a bit smaller details because based on my experiences recently. So prepare well, prepare yourself, prepare see yourself in a mirror, and whether you see that whether are you prepared for an interview. Okay, and when an interviewer when it one to one, he or she will see you from top to bottom, starting from your shoes or slippers you are wearing to your hair. So please prepare for that. That is the first impression. After that, you have to impress the interviewer by your the skill sets as well as the knowledge. So the most of the interviews will apart from tell me about yourself, the questions would be coming as tell me about your project. How well you explain your projects as well as the internship thing, the chances of getting into the banking or any other industry would be much higher. Okay, so I had explained about different job roles in banking. I had explained how what are the preparations you had to do to get into an interview. Okay, be it in banking or any other thing, the interview preparations remain same. Then what are the skill sets which is being needed from you? So with this, I would like to keep the floor open for questions, so that I would be able to interact with you also and feel what is your aspirations.
So there was already one question posted by Srinath. Thank you, Srinath, for being patient. I'll just read it out. What is the qualification that is required to become a product manager? Others also, you can unmute yourself and ask the questions, or you can post it on the in chat.
Yeah, Srinath, I appreciate you on the questions which you posted. And regarding the qualifications, more than the qualifications, I will see what are the skill sets and the knowledge you have to make this become a product manager. Now, the graduation or the qualification, the graduation or post graduation is not a major factor in deciding your career further. I am an engineer who moved into a in the shop floor, then moved into in the HR field. In HR field itself, I had touch-based manufacturing industries, IT industries, service industries, and now in banking industry. So many of my colleagues are also similar to this. So the moment you have an attitude to learn, that is the first and foremost qualification which I would be able to tell you that is the first and foremost skill set you should have. The second one, being a product manager, we will be seeing whether you are innovative enough. You would be able to understand the situations or the customer needs, connect it to the banking products. If needed, make some changes in the bank. and again go to them. Sorry, I got calls. That is a problem with my mobile. Again, I will be continuously getting calls. Okay, so sorry, I was with the product manager. So the being innovative is the next qualification for being a product manager, and then the knowledge part. So you should, if you are looking for a banking product manager, especially let's say the deposit products, you should know about what is banking. You should know about what is a banking deposit products. You should know what is the kind of the customer demands which is create. What would be the future customer needs? These all combination together, you should be able to make products only. So the person who would be able to connect to the customer, a person who would be able to connect to the customer needs, a person who would be able to connect to the banking current products, these all dots he should be able to connect it. So he should have an analytical skills, investigating skills, and then move on. So definitely, if you are coming from a very good college, like the college, then the people will assume that you would be having these all skill sets because of the exposure you are getting. If you are not, you should showcase to them that I have these things. By means of the knowledge, the reading, by the knowledge will come through only by the reading and learning. Okay, so your projects and the internships all will help you out to move into that levels.
Thank you, Mr. Mathew. There's another question which you have sort of answered, but here this is Mohammed Muzammil. He's asking, what are the skills needed for HR as a fresher? And there's another question he's asked along with that is, how do you crack the group discussion?
How do you crack?
Group discussion. Usually for the hiring process, there's a group discussion. So the first part is skills needed for HR as a fresher. As a fresher, if he wants to look for a HR as his field, human resources, what should be the skills he or she should have, and the group discussion?
First of all, you should have a good passion towards supporting people. The people skills is the most important thing for being an HR person. The second one, you should know what are the new HR trends which are happening in and around you. Okay, these two things, if you combine, definitely as a fresher, you would be absorbed in any industry. You see, first and foremost, many freshers will come to us and say that I am very passionate in HR. So why you are passionate in HR? Most of them will not be having an answer to that. So first of all, you should prepare yourself why you like HR. What is the HR job? What is the purpose of the HR? So these two things, if you are fully aware of it, then definitely you are one step ahead of many others. And definitely the chances of you getting into the HR job would be much better. The second one is the communication skills. You should be able to communicate very pleasantly without hurting people. Then that is the foremost thing which is another major skill set which we will be looking for an HR person. Okay, now coming into your second question on how to crack a group discussion. Group discussion is, first of all, believe that group discussion is nothing but a small assessment on your communication and networking skills. Nothing else. So you should, whether you would be able to communicate what you know. That is the first and foremost which we would be looking at during a group discussion. Whether the person is supporting others in the discussion, or whether he is highly trying to dominate others and kill the other person's interest and motivation itself, or the other ways. So if you are into the second, if you are if you're a person who supports others, believes in teamwork, and then moving on, definitely you are in. So first of all, avoid all the tensions on the group discussion. The second, to talk, you should know something. Read and read and read. Okay. Third, to reduce your tension. Do breathe in, breathe out, and talk what you like, what you want to talk. And practice. Practice multiple times. Definitely you will be win over it. Because most of the people fail because of their fear. The moment they start talking, most of they will be cracking the group discussion. Okay, so first of all, avoid all the fears. If you have a fear, jump into that fear and do that particular things twice, thrice, multiple times. Okay, Mohammed?
Yeah, there are a few more questions. Thank you for that explanation. There is a Shriman Prem Kumar. He's asked two questions. What are the job roles in finance department for which a MBA finance graduate will be recruited as a fresher? So if you're a fresher and an MBA in finance, what are the job roles that they can look forward to in a banking sector? The second question is, what are the technical skills needed to start a career in finance, especially for freshers? Both the questions are for freshers.
Okay. See, in finance, it deals with accounts. It goes to the tax, go to analysis, the financial analysis. Okay, then it's a major pillar for management analysis, whether the company is running smoothly or not. The first and foremost thing which you need to have is the analytical skills. The second one, your knowledge, gain the knowledge on what is called the accounting. The second one, the tax part. The third, how each reconciliations or any other aspects are been happening. So if you have the basic understanding of all these things, definitely you would be able to crack into any finance vacancies. So if you look at with us, there is two options. One, if you have the analytical skills and if you have the analytical background, definitely you will land up in a better job of starting from financial analysis, and that is one of the major aspects which has been happening in any industry. So once you are thorough in that financial analysis and financial analysis, including cost analysis, definitely your growth in that particular department would be much faster. And obviously, right now when you are talking about the AI, machine learnings and all the routine jobs in finance is going to get off. Finally, what ends in is the pure analyticals one. And the pure, once you know how to analyze things, how to know, how to make things happen, how to design a process and implement that process. Definitely that kind of skill set is required in the finance. And here all the communication skills goes without saying it. Okay, there was one more question connected to this. Can you spell out?
Yeah, so it was related. The question is, what are the technical skills needed to start a career in finance?
Okay, so see, you should know the analytical tools. Okay, okay. How many of you are thorough in Excel? I'm just asking for the basics. Hello. Okay. Then in what level is it up to the macros, or is it only up to the making a table? That is the next question which you should ask yourself. Then the next one is how many of you know right now you can see the financial analytical tools of Tally and all kind of that. You have to understand that these all are the basics which I am telling you. The next level. Sorry, am I audible?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So okay, the technologies in finance, right?
Yeah, technical knowledge in finance. So
Okay. So then coming into this, again, the basic accountancy, financial management, the cost accounting. These all are the functional skill sets you need. So apart from the basic analytical tools, which you should know, what are the functional skills also. So you would like, see, because the financial industry is so huge. Okay, so first of all, you should not look into the finance department as such or a department. You should look at the financial industry as such, because that is a huge one. If you if you look at the financial industry as such, it's the entire banking comes under that, entire NBFCs comes under that. If you are this all stockbroking and related comes under that. Okay, so and most of these are getting automated. Now you can see if you're how many of you have tried applying for an IPO or something, or tried applying for a shares. Please do that. That will help you out in understanding most of the technologies in finance. You would be able to understand how to analyze the financial statements. You would be able to understand, because these all needs technical skills. You would be able to when you put some money into the share market, as well as when you want to shy away from making some loss, you will start exploring things. So here I am talking in two terms. One is pure technical, or the software side, and as well as the machine side, as well as the functional side in finance. Then comes into the investment banking and all kind. So investment banking is one of the most lucrative jobs in finance industry. Okay, so I know I hadn't touch base the real the softwares which is used in finance industry, but sorry, finance department. But I am talking now more on the financial industry.
Yeah, so just to
Hope I had clarified it. Yeah, hello.
so your opinion is that more than specific tools, it is more important for a finance professional to know about the finance domain. Things like being able to analyze balance sheet and P&L, financial statements generally, understand the stock market, understand a little bit about economics, financial modeling, things like that.
True. Definitely you are on that. Okay, because any tools which you can which you can learn in.
I think there was a technical glitch. Are you able to hear me?
Now I can hear you. Hello.
Okay. I think there was a technical glitch. I think there was a mistake. Maybe you can also turn your video back on.
Oh, okay. Go on. Yeah, I think my video and this thing got switched off. Okay, so I was talking about more than the pure technical skills. More on the functional side it is. But each person should be able to understand what is happening in the technology side also, because otherwise they will not be able to adapt to that. Especially they should be able to understand what are the new developments in AI. They should be able to understand more into the financial technologies and how this data and other things are processed. Let's say let's I'll tell you one example of the cloud banking, or the entire data is being served on the cloud itself. Okay, so unless you understand those kind of technologies, definitely with functional skills alone, the person may not be able to work. But same way, vice versa also. If they know technology and doesn't know financial management skills, then he will be a failure in the finance. He might be a very good in the technology side, but he may not be able to perform much in better in finance sector or finance department.
Thank you, sir. So, another question which has been asked is, what is the scope of marketing in the banking industry? Maybe you could also spend some time, in that answering, how sales and marketing would be different and how each has its own opportunities.
Yeah, sure. See, I would appreciate that question very much, because 90% of the banking sector runs on the sales and marketing. Unless there is a sales, unless there is a marketing initiative, I'm talking about the sales and marketing is two different functions itself. Sales is the front end sales, and marketing, if you look at it, is more into the facilitating that sales or the tools which has been using that to facilitate the sales. So both are slightly different. And the sales part, 90% of the banking manpower is in Salesforce itself. And that is going to remain continuously, whether AI comes in or robotics comes in. The Salesforce is something which you would be able to reach the customer. Because that is going to make the banking different. See, if you look at HDFC, ICICI, or Kotak or any other banks, the only difference between those people is the service of the salesperson or the person who is front-ending the bank. Because the technology is one and the same, or competent enough to cater to all the needs of the customer. So only thing is difference is how the customer is being treated by the frontline salesperson. ESAF, if you look at we had gone into a next level by saying that we are a doorstep banking, and we go to doorsteps of the people and grant them service. If the person is not well, if the person is not healthy to move on, and we would be there at their place. So, and that is going to be the limelight for anything. And coming to the marketing, there is even now we have around 8-9 marketing requirements in different parts of India. And the job which they will be doing is facilitate the sales officers as well as the branch front-end salespersons to reach the customer.
Related to that, typically, at what level do we have marketing roles? Is it at a state level, or within the state are there multiple?
Mostly at the cluster levels, kind.
Oh.
If it is sales, it's a branch level. If it is marketing, it's almost a cluster level. 14-15 branches would be having one marketing officer who would be facilitating all the activities in that particular cluster. He will be he will facilitate the connection between the bigger customer levels. He will facilitate with the tools and props for the sales officers. He will facilitate the marketing programs in that particular cluster. So these are all the major activities of the marketing person.
And one other question I personally have. If a person is very introverted, what roles can he aspire to in the banking industry? It is a very people-facing industry. So,
yeah.
if a person is introverted, should he look at banking industry at all, or?
See, I'll tell you something. Introvert means it doesn't mean that the person is not able to communicate. So there are a lot many introverted person who is doing very good in sales also. And the second one, there are a lot many. If the person is technically qualified or technically highly knowledgeable, there are multiple things on IT, information technology domain. Then the cyber security related aspects, risk related aspects. There is in every bank there is a big department which is being concentrating on the risk, whatever the things would be facing by the bank. And the credit is another department where an introverted person would be able to work on. a bank, as a bank, if you look at, okay, the bank have answers or the profiles for every kind of persons. But the only thing is whether that person has the attitude to learn and perform. That is the only thing which, okay, we will be looking. And if that is also not there, okay, there are certain data entry jobs which has been available, but those profiles I will not recommend to a person who has been as highly aspiring, because that jobs will, again, will start with data entry and ends with data entry. Hope that clarified.
Yes, yes. Any more questions? Anyone want to turn on their mic and ask something? You have a rare opportunity to do that also, and to practice your communication skills, which will be useful when you graduate and start looking for jobs. I think this is it. I think probably we will then wind up.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Hope it was been, again, useful for you.
When I was growing up, it was in a village, and we had a cooperative bank, and that is the only view I had about banking. And so my idea about the banking industry is somebody who's the teller who counts notes and gives you money. So that is the only view I had. But it was much later in life I realized how much of an opportunity that industry gives people who have aspirations. I hope I am sure you are able to convey some of that to our youngsters here also about the various opportunities. So, thank you very much for turning up and answering questions and all that, being available. One question also has come up. Maybe quickly we will deal with that, and then so, which exams are eligible for BCom fresher to participate in banking sector to get recruited? Are there additional qualifications which will help? Might be.
Okay. See, okay, if you look at, again, all the banking exams are predominantly to check whether the person have the basic intelligence, okay, or select the people who have a prepare who has done preparations to perform into the banking system. So most of the questions would be on the logical and reasoning skills. So once the person was prepared enough to prepared for that exams, definitely the persons can crack the exams as a part. But after that, there will be always, definitely there would be an interview where occasionally you would be tested on your skill sets which you claim for. Okay. So if you claim I have an X or Y skill sets, the questions would be predominantly based on that. And the questions would be predominantly based on the projects you had done. Okay. And the question, if you, I think that was from a BCom fresher. So for being a BCom fresher, don't limit yourself to accounting field alone. Either occasionally you get into chartered accounting and then move into the accounting field, or occasionally if you're limiting yourself to BCom alone, then occasionally your growth in banking industry would be very limited. If you're getting into finance department, as such, you will end up in a data entry kind of jobs. So if you can complete the next level of chartered accountancy or like a CS or CMA kind of, you would be placed one notch above, and your growth would be multiple time faster than the BCom freshman. So try hard on getting into these things.
I think that is clear, sir. So we will draw this to a close. I'll right now paste the link for those who would like participation certificate. So that will then be sent to you. So thank you once again, sir, for
Yeah, and
coming and talking to
yeah,
us.
thank you for making this happen. And the second thing which I would, if you're which all states people are from?
We have people from South Indian states, mostly Kerala and Tamil Nadu.
Okay. So you can ask your replacement coordinators to contact ESAF, or you can contact the nearest branch and update you about your college or something kind of. Then definitely we would be able to support you in the placements.
So I have just pasted the link for the participation certificates. You can click that and apply for that. And thank you all once again for coming up. Let us draw this to a close. Wishing you all a very good evening. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks a lot. All the best for